Welcome back to the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Right, let's get this last quest done. Of this chapter.
In the meantime, audience, you might remember how 2 parts ago I was trying to figure out what exactly makes the Church of Aerith so bloody special. Guess what? According to the localized script of the original game, it's a sacred place.
Because it's a church, even though there's no major, even the wiki says that even it's loosely based on a Christian architecture, so it's not specified which religion is worshipped there.
Now I know what you Final Fantasy purists are saying, but Pedro, what about the original Japanese script that Kitase Nojima wrote? Well, I'm checking it right now, but apparently she says, for some reason, flowers grew here. For some reason. So at the very least, in the original script, she admits to not even knowing. It's still a cop-out. It's still a cop-out, but...
Oh, there he is.
Look at that. So yeah, in the remake, he actually sticks around for a bit.
Well, I guess, considering what's gonna happen now, I guess this is the reason why he's gonna fucking nope himself to Wutai.
It's them I came to talk about.
Alright. What? But oops, here's the twist. Corneo is actually very fast-handed. I guess he'd earned his reputation somehow.
I don't think I need to remind you why I'm down here.
Wow.
To those 3 escape artists.
Yeah, he's not as dumb as you would imagine. I mean, to be fair, the guy became the head of all organized crime.
I love the jiggle physics on his belly. We actually went around with the extra mile to put it there.
But those naughty little kittens organized an evacuation and screwed up the plan.
Oh, shit.
Not yet, Barrett.
Let you in on a secret. Shinra is going to abandon Midgar and build something close to paradise.
Oh.
We'll call it New Midgar.
Neo, actually. It's close enough.
I'll be lucky to live another week.
Oh.
I totally sympathize with the over massive sexual maniac pimp that kills people.
I was gonna let you run your own place. Give you a piece.
Sure you were.
What a shame. Pop quiz time.
Oh no.
Okay, now you think you're at speed, are you?
Evil plans in a certain situation. But what is that situation?
You're an asshole.
There you go. That again. Once again, that's his catchphrase. Nothing personal.
Think again.
Oh, snap.
It's you. You were talking about the Sector 7 plan. Keep talking, asshole.
Huh.
Ah! Over there! Over there, look!
Seriously?
It's not technically bullshit when it's true.
Oh, snap.
That's a problem.
Oh dear.
You're still alive, after all.
Good, Abzu! Feel free to play with your food. Gone out.
Unfortunately, we'll have to find him another time.
Plus, we'll have to do this fight without Leslie.
Then Corneo.
Yeah.
Alright,
So we have to find all these adorable puppies.
Alright, yeah, basically what I like to do in these giant boss fights is I try to take as much help as I can off the bigger guy as possible. And then, but then after that, when I think I've done enough for a bit, go after the little ones just to get them out of the way. And also, yeah, this guy hates flames, so...
yeah, just like the first time.
So, flame away.
Flame on!
Again, now...
So, Pedro, how is this fight in hard mode, actually? Since you mentioned the others.
There's not that much in terms of difference from the previous time you fought this guy. Basically, he does more damage, but there's no new tactics of any kind. It's basically just he does more damage, so make sure you're careful, I guess. So there's not that much to do. It's a straightforward. The hard mode version is straightforward in the way it's made. There's nothing particularly different.
There you go. Now this actually teaches you where to stand, where the flooding happens.
Just make
Yes.
sure you have just make sure you have a fire elemental tied to your weapons, and you should be fine.
Huh.
Yeah, no. Also, this is actually another remix. Gotta love that this boss actually gets 2 different fire remixes. Although I
Yep.
think one is closer to... they are similar to each other, but still different enough.
Alright, the horn's gone.
There.
There we
Now-
go.
Now you're evened out.
Oh,
Oh, you killed the puppies.
they were attacking me.
Mommy's angry.
Oh boy.
Hey, they were
How-
attacking me,
How
so...
many of these things do you spawn? Jesus.
Good question.
I
Mommy
don't
gets,
think
Mommy gets around there. She gets around.
Alright, let's cross-slash him again.
How many? Oh,
Quick, Dwibs, quick, Dwibs, junction.
there we go.
Or I could just do that.
That too, yeah. Next time, be sure to junction the fire spell to your status J.
You okay?
Oh wait, wrong game.
Where's
Remember to check your GS.
Yeah, all like 15 of them. So much micromanagement bullshit.
I'll track him down eventually. Not like I have anything better to do.
So
Oh.
we'll see you again sometime, you say?
No, I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Maybe in part 2.
Maybe it will actually be useful again in... Maybe actually will show up in Wutai.
She
Who
could
knows?
still be out there.
That's nice, Tifa, but I'm not sure about this.
Don't give up on her yet.
I mean, it's a nice thought, but I'm not sure I wouldn't have, you know, the forwardness to actually hazard
What was she trying to
this, to say
Honestly,
this.
Something very contrived would have had to have happened for her to have survived the beast, seeing as how...
It actually reminds me of one of the side quests of Bloodborne, where through different meanings you end up, you know, asking a child to follow direction toward a safe haven, and the clues that you find after you see that she started to go makes you think she got actually there, only for her to have fallen from one of the monsters right at the exit near the safe haven.
That's
Because
unfortunate.
as one of the lore video actually states, the golden rule of Bloodborne is there are no happy endings.
And then I'll give you what you need.
I got you this nice sack of potatoes.
Yeah, it actually looks like a sack of
You
potatoes.
can beat Sephiroth with it.
Yeah, also,
Yes.
Cloud, why did you just walk into that pile of boxes?
Well,
No
tell you,
reason.
when has a Hidetaka Miyazaki game ever ended well, really?
Dark Souls?
I guess in terms of perspective, the Dark Lord endings are considered to be positive for their, you know, from their side.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, technically you can get good endings, relatively speaking, in Dark
Also,
Souls.
technically speaking, the normal ending of Demon Souls, where you actually let the Maiden in Black let the old one go to sleep again, supposedly.
I guess.
There you go.
I mean, that's the entire purpose of the game. Compared to the other Miyazaki's game, Demon Souls is actually very straightforward with its goal and it doesn't have that many twists and turns.
So, I mean, at this point in the story, I thought, hey, you know, maybe Leslie could take over Wall Market, since at this point, we pretty much won't be seeing anything more of Don Corneo.
Yeah, it's surprising. There is no power vacuum after the defeat of Don Corneo. People just resume their life like there's nothing.
That is one thing that I thought, you know, would be touched base on.
This way.
Honestly, Java, I do believe that it doesn't. While it is something that may happen, all stories actually allowed to do. It does. It's not a thing that's guaranteed to happen when like a monster, gets defeated. Yes, I know it's like the driving force of PS4 Spider-Man, but so that's a good example actually. But I do believe it can't happen 100% of the time. But yeah, Leslie's contribution, giving you grappling hooks.
Wait, hold on. Won't we also need batteries to activate the certain panels
No,
up there?
this time you need no batteries at all.
Honestly, I prefer it that way. To be honest, like much less. It looks cooler and it's less busy workish.
More like it's also in your face. For the batteries, you actually had to go around and ask informations in Wall Market. So we may be discouraged people who wanted more clear directions. So instead, this is just the game telling you, well, you can use this. Move on.
Whereas in the original, we literally climbed a wire all the way.
Oh
up.
yeah, the wire puzzle is also absent. Thank goodness, because the timing for that jump was actually very tricky.
Like I said, looks like we won't be needing batteries this time.
Yeah, batteries are overrated.
Dwibs, you need one to make your laptop function and your smartphone too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but who's to say in like 20 years or so there won't be batteries won't be replaced by
You're just salty because an Italian invented them, aren't you?
Why would you be salty about that?
Did he even know that?
No, I didn't.
Well, the more you know, then.
How
Also,
can I be
remember,
salty about
Pedro,
something
there's an
I don't
eternal
know?
war between UK and Italy about the invention of the telephone.
So, Tia, what do
I invented it. No, I invented it. No, I invented it.
Pretty much. Yes, Pedro. Sorry, yes, Jovan.
This is resolution to the Don Corneo secret stash quest.
So Tio, what did you think of Don Corneo's expanded role in this game?
It's fine, and even considering how in the original you just drop, you don't know what happened, and if you don't do the side quest in Wutai, you don't see him again. Here instead it gives you a hint that you may see him again, and considering our theories that Wutai and Yuffie stuff is gonna be more obligatory in these settled parts for the remake, it does make sense that we would run into him at some point. Who knows? Maybe we'll actually see him in other parts of the world while he's doing his escape.
Who knows?
Also,
Maybe
unfortunately, you can't go on the slide here.
Oh.
Maybe they're gonna turn him into a running gag. Oh, that Don Corneo.
Maybe we'll see him at the Gold Saucer. Who knows?
Oh my god. Do you think that they'll show him, in all that medical supplies that he has to wear after his fall at Wutai? Because remember, he technically does survive that fall.
Yeah, actually, I don't think I only
crippled.
basically scratched that, but yeah, he does survive the fall of Wutai. He actually gets confined in a wheelchair because I think he breaks his spine. But he actually starts reforming and actually financially supports both Wutai and the World Renewing Organization. Like, I was actually surprised to learn that from the side material.
Do you think maybe they'll incorporate that into the remake?
Who knows? We'll see. It's still a long way.
Yeah. Speaking of a long way.
Yeah, we're gonna be. Hey, Cloud, think of it this way: you're getting some good exercise.
But you already upgraded the material that you needed. There you go, to use for the steps.
Who's doing the whistling for this bit?
The chocobos? I don't know.
No, I meant to the song.
Yeah, the chocobos. Who knows? It seems to it resembles their their signature walking.
Apparently, Masashi Harazu in the original game was one of the choir voices in the One Winged Angel from the original game. So maybe he's doing the whistling here.
Mm-hmm. It actually does remind me a bit more of the Chocobo theme that's actually you hear in Nautilus in the first 13.
Really?
Yes,
it doesn't sound nearly as digital.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, similar to our composer Hamazu, after you start hearing some different parts of his work, you definitely start to hear a print that he impresses onto, like a signature that he gives to his compositions.
I don't know, see if Like to me, it feels like he doesn't have a set style to me. At least I can't particularly recognize it because the few tracks he made for 10 are he's basically following upon Uematsu's direction. In 13, it's very to me.
Well, I'm sorry, go on.
And then in 13.2, I have no idea what the hell was with 13.2's music.
Well, 13.2 establishes that sometimes he loved to accidentally slip into, basically, not ripping off, but slipping into composing. Oh, there you go. That's the letter that you get from the Guardian Angel and the trophy after you complete the side quest. He slips into Danny Elfman / John Williams for some of his tracks, and we will get a similar case in this game too for one of the late game tracks. I will point out when it happens. But honestly, Pedro, hearing back to back sort of the soundtrack for the 13 trilogy as a whole, Mobius, and this one, you definitely start to hear more the style that it tends to use.
It's just because his style for World of Final Fantasy is clear. Well, the tracks that aren't remixes, at least. Those are a bit more akin to his 13.1 music, but then when you go into Lightning Returns, he's even have acoustic guitar songs with Western singers, you know. So I don't know. I get the I don't know.
He's willing to experiment, but I do still believe that he has some canons. But yeah, basically that was the game telling you the point of no return.
That's the plan.
Oh, but Cloud, things rarely ever go according to plan.
Used to think you were a little shit with a
That's
Again, have I mentioned that I love this localization?
All this, it ain't you.
It ain't me. It ain't me. I'm no senator, so.
Didn't see it when we were kids, but
that's because he doesn't speak.
Kindness is no use.
You didn't see it when you were kids, Tifa. Come on.
And you wonder why Cloud was so desperate to impress her back then.
Also, if you didn't see that he was a nice person, why were you friends with him for so long?
Sure, it's because of what happened in Nibelheim.
Yep. Ahoy!
Thank God the grappling line is long enough, because if you recall from
and
the
supports
original,
the weight of Barrett.
like,
Not in a sense of him, but you know, his mechanical arm is heavy.
so basically those are grappling hooks that could put Batmans to shame with how long they are.
Yep.
Shira, he said when we were kids, not when we were teenagers, because they knew.
Chapter 15, the day Midgar stood still.
Funny.
Yeah.
I get the reference.
Yeah.
Clever.
Remember,
Well
Shira,
done, Cookie.
Han, yes, Pedro?
remember, Shira, they grew up together all the way from kidhood to teenagehood. So she meant specifically kids. So by the time they became teenagers, they were already friends, basically. So.
Alright, so we get to see more the destroyed city as we walk.
Yeah. Well, in the original game, it still gave you the idea that it was during nighttime that we were doing. Instead, here, I guess to progress the passage of time, you're doing this at sunset.
I'm sure
By the
Daddy's okay.
way, Cloud, did I ever tell you why the sunset is red?
Not to mention, Shiroi, remember, as you might remember from the story of the original game, Tifa's probably a bit afraid to be incredibly truthful to Cloud because of, well, something's not adding up from her perspective, as you might remember.
Yeah, it's complex, but it all adds up when you start, thinking about from the beginning. Tifa essentially seems to understand that something is not right, but it's a combination of her being afraid and other, not feeling like saying because she thinks what if I may be wrong, in some kind of fashion. Everything instead gives the idea that she actually knows, but refuses to tell because she thinks that, Cloudy is not ready to know the truth yet. And I'm talking about this remake. I'm talking about also the original. Multiple points after the escape from Midgar, she pretty much implies that she knows what's really going on, especially when you do the side-stepping on Gaga.
in addition to that, I won't spoil exactly what it is, but let's just say, when you look back at this game, by the end of this game, when you look back at Aerith's actions, Aerith may know a bit more than she lets on.
It's amazing how, in all the chaos, the vending
machine survived.
And thank God the vending
Never
machine
underestimate the power of corporate capitalism.
Thank God the vending machine is intact, so I still have to pay for it.
Cloud, you know what? Never mind. Never mind. Yeah, vending machines are the lifeblood of.
Dwibs.
I mean, you could destroy it, pretend.
Dwibs. It's okay to kill people because they're the enemy and they return to the live stream. But you need to give money to a vending machine because it's important.
Like,
yeah, but I don't want to give money to a group of people that are draining the lifeblood.
It's also interesting because in the original game there was the one instance where Cloud could actually break one of the vending machines at the 64th, I think, floor of the Shinra building, the one with the gym and all. But you couldn't do it immediately. You had to do it in the revisit at the end of this too, and you actually get one of the stat boosters for that.
All right, so we're going to continue with Operation Save Aerith in the next.
Yeah.
Yeah.